Have you ever seen a courtroom turn into a reality TV finale with handcuffs, fake pregnancies, and a betrayal plot thicker than a VH1 reunion brawl? No. Well, grab your snacks and silence your notifications because Bambi, yes, that Bambi, just got dragged out of court in cuffs after a voice recording exposed her lying under oath about being pregnant. And no, this isn't a new season of Love and Hip Hop. This is real life, real lies, and real legal heat. Picture it. 1 minute, she's the tearful Mama Tubi getting sympathy. The next minute, the judge hits play on a leaked audio where she admits she made it all up. Boom! Instant courtroom collapse. Scrappy's jaw on the floor. Stevie J looking smug like he wrote the whole script himself. And just when you thought it couldn't get more scandalous surprise twist, the ultrasound Bambi used. It wasn't even hers. This isn't just some petty clapback. This is criminal fraud, public deception, and the kind of scandal that's got Mona Scott hiding behind her director's chair. The only question now is who's next. Because this wasn't just Bambi's downfall. This was the beginning of a reality TV empire unraveling on live TV. It all started like any other overhyped court data kind, where paparazzi camp out like it's the Grammys. And blog interns sit glued to their phones, praying for someone to cry, scream, or collapse dramatically on the courthouse steps. Scrappy was pacing outside the courtroom, his energy all nerves and regret. Stevie J. He was posted up just far enough to not look involved, but close enough to enjoy the crash, and Bambi. Baby girl walked in like she was still filming an episode of Love and Hip Hop. Head high, designer shades, flawless wig, and a belly that turned out to be pure fiction. What was supposed to be a hearing about custody and support. Payments turned nuclear when the judge collected and clearly over its return to the courtroom holding a flash drive. Not just any flash drive. This little USB carried enough drama to set fire to every fake storyline VH1 ever tried to sell us. He plugged it in, pressed play, and boom, Bambi's voice filled the room like a slap to the soul. I was never pregnant. Scrappy had to pay somehow. Scrappy had to pay somehow. Insert courtroom silence so thick you could hear a wig shift. Scrappy turned ghost white, pen clutched in his shaking hand. Stevie J? That man leaned back with a smirk like he'd just watched a magic trick. And Bambi? She sat frozen, not a single word left in her pretty little playbook. But hold up, it gets worse. Because this wasn't just Bambi getting caught in a lie. This was Bambi being exposed as a mastermind of courtroom manipulation, faking an entire pregnancy to milk, sympathy, manipulate Scrappy, and secure the bag. And her own voice proved it. The judge didn't waste time. Ms. Richardson, he said, slamming the gavel down, you are hereby remanded for perjury and fraud. The bailiff didn't even blink. Stand up. Hands behind your back. And, just like that, it was done. The influencer, reality star, and fake Mama Tubi went from courtroom guest to booked and cuffed. Reporters outside lost their minds. Headlines practically wrote themselves. Bambi busted. Reality star lied about pregnancy in courtroom bombshell. Inside, chaos erupted. Stevie J whispered to his assistant like he was ordering post-scandal champagne. Scrappy didn't say a word, just stared at the wall, betrayed, embarrassed, and played like a piano on reunion night. And the tape. It wasn't done yet because the judge hinted there was more. More audio. More lies. More receipts. This wasn't just about Bambi faking a pregnancy. It was about who helped her, who knew, stood to gain. And spoiler alert, Stevie J's name was all over it, so don't go anywhere, because what happens next makes this courtroom bombshell look like the opening credits. Because in the next part, we find out exactly who funded the land, who just might go down with her, so their Bambi was hauled off in cuffs. Like a season finale gone wrong, and just when you thought it couldn't get more unhinged, the courtroom dropped another nuke. The judge, with that same tight-lipped energy of a parent who just found your secret burner phone, announced there was still more audio. Yep, another 5 minutes of raw, unfiltered, caramel-coated chaos. This time, it wasn't just Bambi's voice. Woman's voice cracked through the speakers, sobbing, scared, trembling. I didn't know he'd use my sonogram. Static buzzed. Then came him. That deep, smooth, snake oil tone everyone recognized. Stevie J, no one will know it's fake. Sign the damn form. You'll get 10 grand and a plane ticket. Now, shut up. Record scratch, mic drop. Courtroom gasps. Stevie J wasn't just a spectator. He was the executive producer of this mess. Turns out, the ultrasound Bambi flaunted on Instagram like it was a VIP pass to motherhood wasn't even her zit, belonged to another woman, a real pregnant woman. A woman Stevie J allegedly paid off to stay silent while Bambi played house with. A fantasy fetus. Mama D nearly launched herself across the room. I told y'all he was the devil in Gucci loafers. Security had to carry her out while the court clerk furiously updated the case file in real time. But guess what? The receipts kept rolling in. Scrappy's lawyer, with a poker face so cold it could stop climate change, filed a motion before Bambi even made it to the holding cell. He demanded every dollar paid to Bambi under her fraudulent testimony be returned with interest. We're talking thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands, all built on one big ugly lie. And the kicker? Scrappy didn't celebrate. No fist pumps. No petty tweets, no Toduso live sessions, just silence. The kind of silence that screams I was played by people I trusted on national TV, and now everyone knows. Meanwhile, outside the courthouse, fans and bloggers turned into full-blown detectives. TikTok exploded with side-by-side comparisons of Bambi's baby bump one scene. She's rubbing it dramatically. The next, she's popping champagne on a rooftop like her uterus just went on vacation. The math wasn't mathing, and the internet let her have it. But the real scandal? The one that made VH1 execs lose sleep? That this entire storyline, this whole fabricated pregnancy arc was filmed, edited, and aired like gospel. And now it was all being called fraud. That's right, sis. The court finds out producers knew the pregnancy was fake and kept rolling. Anyway, we're talking network-level lawsuits. Like cancel the whole season and fire everybody. Level lawsuits. Whispers started swirling about a secret recording. One that might expose a producer giving Bambi the green light to fake the whole thing for drama. And if that tape drops, say goodbye to Mona's empire and hello to VH1, the fraud files. But hold tight because in part 3, the storm goes full category 5 when the original phone recording is played in court. And Bambi's best-kept secret finally combusts on live TV. Just when you thought this circus couldn't possibly add another flaming ring of chaos, boom. The courtroom turned into a reality TV reunion from hell. The DA's lead investigator stood up calm, crisp, and cold as ice and uttered the 6 words that made even the stenographer stop typing. We have the original phone recording. Yes, the unedited, verified, government-authenticated holy grail of Bambi's lies. A tech wheeled in a federal-grade laptop like it was nuclear launch equipment, plugged in the drive and pressed play. And what came out next? A voice as clear and venomous as ever. I told him I was pregnant, so he'd shut up. He threatened to cut me off. I needed time. I needed cash. I knew Baby would break him down fast. No background noise. No confusion. No denial. Just Bambi in her own silky voice, plotting motherhood like it was a business hustle. But oh, it didn't stop there. Next clip. Her so-called bestie whispering, "You gonna drag this lie forever? What if they demand proof?" And then Bambi deadpan. Icy, ruthless replied, "They won't. Scrappy's weak. He craves a family. This lie? My safety net." You could have heard a pin drop. If not for Stevie J's smug little smirk growing wider by the second. Scrappy? He didn't blink, didn't flinch. just stared at the floor like his soul had been vacuumed out of his chest, live on camera. He wasn't angry anymore, he was wrecked. Judge Monroe didn't hesitate. He removed his glasses like he was about to rip up every fake storyline VH1 ever aired and announced, "This court finds cause for obstruction, fraud, defamation, and sustained perjury. The defendant will remain in custody as a full criminal. Probe begins." The gavels were snapping like popcorn. Bambi's lawyer tried to throw the world's weakest lifeline. She was scared, Your Honor. She was alone trying to keep her family together. But the judge didn't blink. "You didn't just lie. You hijacked the justice system with a fake pregnancy and abused motherhood for gain. That's not fear. That's criminal." Meanwhile, VH1 executives flooded the hallway, avoiding cameras like roaches under a flashlight. Why? Because if that rumored Exhibit GAA folder holding surveillance footage from Stevie J's Miami condo hits the court, it'll prove that the ultrasound didn't even belong to Bambi. It was some other woman, visibly pregnant woman crying into her hands. Time-stamped the exact day. Bambi claimed her doctor appointment happened, and trust this isn't just about jail time anymore. Scrappy's legal team is now gunning for sole custody of their real child and preparing lawsuits for damages. VH1. They're pulling episodes like Fire Alarms and Mona Scott. Sources say she's already in legal meetings trying to avoid a fraud scandal that could bury love and hip-hop once and for all. Once and for all. But you want one last twist? A rogue insider says there's another tape. One that doesn't just bury Bambi and Stevie J but a producer, caught on hot mic, coaching Bambi to stretch the lie for a few more episodes. That tape hits daylight. So what do you think, was Bambi the mastermind? Or just another pawn in Stevie J's shady empire? Drop your wildest theory in the comments, hit like if you think karma finally clocked in. And smash that subscribe button because, baby, the next tape might just take down the whole network.